don't believe that will happen. I don't believe for a minute that will happen. Yes.
How much do you think of our power generated is lost or wasted through inefficiencies in transmission, through misuse?
A significant amount, probably.
How significant?
I'm going to take a wild guess. I'm going to say 6.8%.
So
something on that order.
So if we could eliminate a lot of those inefficiencies, we'd still be getting the same use of the power.
I do, yes.
So then that would be the potential to move horizontally on that graph.
That you're absolutely right. I would absolutely agree with that, and I think that there is room to move this way. However, if we're going to make a big adjustment, we're going down here. I don't believe there's any way in the world that's going to happen. Yes.
So how do you account for? Yeah, I don't know. I'm just picking one off there. So, like for example, Japan. Is that just because people are so close together that they have such a large GDP per capita, but they actually use less electricity than, say, the United States?
Well, that is part of it. I think one of the bad raps Kentucky gets, and it's basically not fair. Everybody looks at us and says, "Gosh, your energy consumption per capita is so high." Well, it is, but you know what? We manufacture what? 2/3 of the aluminum produced in the United States.
Right.
Well, if you take that out of the equation, we have a totally different energy mix. You know, we have the largest stainless steel recycling plant in North America is located in Kentucky, and they have a power plant. The Gent power plant runs that facility basically. Okay, so that's not really a fair comparison when you look at. So if you're doing a lot of heavy industry, you're going to use a lot of electricity per capita. So you're going to skew the data down.
Does Japan not have a lot of heavy industry? I mean, they were a huge steel producing country for. I mean, I guess maybe that's showing elsewhere.
Well, part of it, yeah. I think that I don't really know. I've never been to Japan. That's probably a decent argument. They did, but I think that they don't. I'm not sure how much actually heavy manufacturing they actually do there. I don't really know. That's a good point to look into that. Okay, so anyway, the point from all this is that our use of energy is directly related to our standard of living. That's a rule. I didn't make that rule, but that's the way it is. I know that a lot of you here are interested in renewable fuels, and that's why you're here. So I thought I'd throw this one in here. I think the future for renewables certainly is very bright. I certainly, from an engineering point of view and from a business point of view, and in Kentucky, that is our most logical potential. If you look at the way we're going to be generating electricity 25 years from now, we're going to be producing around 30% more electricity. We're going to be using a little bit more of each. However, the percentage of the total mix when we get out here is going to be less for everybody except for renewables. The renewables are certainly going to increase. They're going to increase about as much as coal is going to increase. We're going to probably need around 400 billion kilowatt hours of annual generation of additional capacity from coal 25 years from now. And the only other one that comes close to that is the renewables. That's about how much more capacity we need to add. What's it going to come from? Well, I said it's not going to come from hydro. Okay? It's not going to come from wind. This is where we are. We're moving up this curve on wind. The last of the wind farms are going to be put in place probably around 2013. And then that's it. There's not going to be a whole lot of other places that are really we've satisfied. We've already harvested the most likely sites.
You need a lot of acreage for wind farms.
You need a lot of wind for wind farms.
Yeah.
And the point is, there's just not a lot. There's only so many places where it's really windy. Mm-hmm. And you pick the logical, easy places. This is the low-hanging fruit. We've done that, and we're gonna kind of run out. So somewhere around in here.
So literally, there's going to be no installed, essentially flat horizontal growth for wind in the near future.
That's what EIA says.
Is that just like on land inside the United States?
That is for the United States generation, so that would include offshore as well. Did you want to say
There is
something?
no offshore
That's
wind
why
right now.
we can't do more hydro. I'm not sure everybody would know why we can't have more hydro,
Well, we only have so many rivers,
Yeah.
right?
Bad for
and we only have so many environmentalists. No, we have limited water capacity. It's intermittent flow. In order to get use of hydropower, you need to have a constant flow of water, and so you need to build a dam. And there's only so many places that you can actually physically build a dam for environmental reasons and for practical reasons as well. You can't continually put dam after dam after dam. You don't have enough elevation, and you can't move the river. So you're just kind of stuck with what you have. The only alternative would be to basically do this storage where you take the water, you pump it up into the reservoir, you let it fall down, it turns a turbine, then you use some of the electricity, pump it back up again. That's one of the storage options that we're actually, it's the only energy storage option that we're using right now on a large scale. It's one in North Carolina. It's kind of
But that's only a way of storing energy from another source. I mean, you can't get more energy out of
no,
taking it down than you used to put it back up. That would violate thermodynamics.
No, the perpetual motion machine has not been.
Okay, I just want to make sure I was kind of
It
confused.
worked some time, but
I mean, that'd be like if I had a wind power farm and I wanted to save some of the electricity for when the wind's not blowing. I use some of the electricity from the wind power farm to pump water uphill, and then I store it, and then That's what
Yeah,
you're
that's
saying.
right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's one of the storage options that is actually being considered. Unfortunately, so if you look at all these, I mean, I don't want to burst anybody's bubble, but this is solar. It's just not going to happen. I mean, there could be a breakthrough. I mean, I hope there is. I really hope there is. However, you can't do your long-term planning on a breakthrough. I mean, I really hope it happens. The one that's going to actually carry the load for the renewable industry is going to be biomass. Because we know where that is, we know how to do it. And we have the technology in place now. That doesn't mean we can't do it more efficiently. So I think this is where the opportunity is going to be in terms of power generation. So renewable dudes, their future looks pretty bright. In terms of R&D, I think that it's actually this down here. I think there's an awful lot of potential if we have the wherewithal to put our investment into renewable resources, into solar. It's not going to be into wind.
I just wonder about wind though, because I see that 2009 data. I mean, I heard that Indiana's generating so much wind they want to export it, even to Kentucky. I mean, I wonder. I mean, it's been 2 years. I wonder if these projections would be a little bit different on wind.
I think one of the misnomers about this is that and I don't have the book here, but when you generate, you can't do this. You can do this to supplement your power generation, but you cannot build a base load off of this. Mm-hmm. You absolutely can't. If our base load is going to increase, it cannot come from here. And it darn sure can't come from here. That means it's going to have to come from coal or natural gas or nuclear. So we're going to have to change the way we do business then. So if we actually are going to grow our economy, it's going to require more base-loaded energy because it's got to be there. That means that we're going to have to increase our utilization of coal and natural gas, which is why that is there. It's certainly not because the people are enamored with the coal industry. This is by far the cheapest, most cost-effective way to do it. So if we're going to build our electrical reserve base, it's got to come from there. Anyway, I just want to close with this. These are the world's largest renewable power plants. Photovoltaic is in Spain. Here's the big wind one in western Texas, near Abilene. It's 781 megawatts. The largest geothermal one is in Northern California. They are blessed with that resource. It's actually 22 separate plants, kind of connected. The largest biomass power plant in the United States is actually in Minnesota. It's only 55 megawatts. They burn turkey litter.